If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving. Martin Luther King Jr. Warm greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I, on behalf of NMIMS University Students' Council, welcome you to this session on decoding nutrition for mental health. We are elated to have with us Ms. Shweta Jain, who will enlighten us with her valuable insights on nutrition and mental health. Shweta Jain is a nutritionist and a lifestyle manager, certified in health nutrition and dietetics, clinical nutrition, sports nutrition, and weight management, working from Baralamuk, Guwahati. Her forte is curating successful weight loss plans, and she specializes in making infusions designed as per individual needs and conditions, which go a long way in restoring health to her clients. Welcome, Shweta. We are really looking forward to having an insightful session today. As we all know that the Mental Health Awareness Month is going on, we couldn't have had a better time to talk about the same. The COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting economic recession have negatively affected many people's mental health and created new barriers for people already suffering from mental illness and substance use disorders. The pandemic has made people focus more on their well-being and personal hygiene. So in this session, Ms. Shweta will talk about the existing problems, the triggers to these problems, and potential solutions, particularly when it comes to nutrition. Shweta, the stage is all yours. You may proceed.
Thank you so much, Vaneet, for the lovely introduction. And yes, a very, very warm welcome to all the viewers out there. And yes, I know most of you must be in your mid-20s who all are viewing this right now. So just this is the time when you're focusing on your career. Might be many of you must be even thinking about, taking up a new job opportunity or starting a family or joining your family business and whatnot. Many of you might be living alone also. So you guys are naturally under a lot of stress. And yes, with the current pandemic, everything has multiplied. So let's have a look, on mental health and nutrition. Yes, Paneet, if you could please share the screen.
Sure, Shweta. I'll do it.
Okay, guys, I have introduced myself, so let's move ahead. Next slide, please. Okay, now today we are going to talk about what all problems one faces under mental stress, what are the things or situations which generally trigger them, and yes, solutions to these problems, and yes, at the end, of course, foods that might help you deal with all this. Next slide, please. Okay, what are the problems? If someone is undergoing any sort of mental pressure, what all might they face? See, lack of focus. You are trying hard to concentrate, whether it be in class or at job, but you really can't. Okay, so that's one thing. Fatigue. You feel tired throughout the day, even if at night you have had a good meal, a good dinner, and you have slept well. Morning you wake up tired because of the stress. Irritability. You get angry very fast, even if there are small situations. Say you're driving a car, or someone else just comes in front, so you get very angry. You are not calm, key, okay, let it pass and go on. So little things. Now, unable to organize. Yes, with your busy schedule, you must be having a lot on your platter. But yes, at times you find it difficult to organize. You have to rush to the college, you have to give a presentation, your breakfast is a mess, and you are really not able to do it, smoothly. So difficult, in organizing things and situations. Impulsive to react means very fast to react. Even if you are in a conversation, The person in front of you hasn't really finished his line, but you are very quick, very fast to reply without even thinking. Impulsiveness, or in a situation, if you need to do something, you respond, you react too fast. That's impulsiveness, acting or reacting without thinking. Anxiety issues, you stay stressed most of the time. Little things which, even if someone cracks a joke with you, but you take it too seriously. You overthink basically. Depression, feeling low, as in you are never in a happy state of mind, so you feel low most of the times. So many of, people of and students basically are going through these phases. It's not exactly, you stay depressed all the time, but you might experience bouts of it also, as in at particular times, right? Autism. Autism is a mental disorder, but here with the situations with the students, if we relate, it means being slow, being really slow when you need to be, very sharp and quick. So being slow mentally, yes. Being too emotional, again, getting offended too soon. Being might be you're staying alone or whatever, so you feel homesickness or any of the issues, you are too emotional in any given situation. Again, aggressiveness, anger, very fast, that's it. Random speech, okay, if you are in conversation with someone and some topic is going on, but someone who is mentally unstable could bring up, different topics, within the conversation, or suddenly he's quiet, he would start speaking, or anything as such, means speaking without even relating to the situation. Negativity, you find negativity in all people around you, in all the situations around you. How could he say this to me? How could he do to me and do this to me? This behavior is not justified and whatnot. So being negative towards everything, whatever comes in your way, right? So let's move ahead.
Okay.
Now what all can trigger this? Okay, so situations, yes, that is of course primarily there. Situations are not under anyone's control. Things and situations might pop up, but understand your reaction is in your control. So how you react to a situation will define it as positive or negative or calm or just a by-going thing. So be calm, react calmly, take things in your stride and move on, learn to move on. Okay, now let's look at foods which might trigger it. Okay, so sugar. Sugar is one thing which is, it tops the list, you can say. So it is something refined, obtained from the sugarcane juice. Sugarcane juice is good, but sugar is something which is a refined product, and we are part of nature. Anything refined coming into our system is not really meant for us. Sugar gives you an instant high, okay, but that is very short lived. As it gives you a high, in a few minutes only you would feel that sudden crash also. So this zigzag pattern going on in your brain now, it really destroys, slowly by slowly you would become slow, you would get addicted to sugar. So not really good giving this jerks to your brain. Again, caffeine. Caffeine is, you can have it in your tea, coffee, your energy drinks, your whey drinks also, even in some chocolates, yes. So caffeine, what it does, it is a major dehydrator, right? So again, brain works on, nerve signals and impulses. So hydration is of utmost importance. Caffeine not only dehydrates you, but also it, generates, plaque deposition in the arteries, even to the arteries leading to the brain, right? So again, blood supply would be slowed down, so nutrients and impulses would not be conducted very efficiently. So again, a decline in brain functioning. Alcohol. Alcohol, what does it do? We know that, it really, impairs your ability to think, your judgment, So whenever under influence of alcohol, now you are not really stable. It affects different people differently, again, depending on how much you have taken. But yes, it surely clouds your, rational thinking. Even a person under alcohol is not supposed to drive, right? So it is that bad. And if we find out, if the major crimes that happen now, generally people are under the influence of alcohol, because it totally blocks your reasoning power. So how badly it's affecting your brains? And we feel the next day we would be okay. No, it's not so. It takes around, 1 day of having alcohol. It takes around 7 days to wash it totally out of your system. And slowly it wears down your brain. Tobacco, smoking, and drugs. Again, these are major dehydrators. They narrow the arteries leading to the brain. They clog your brains. There's brain fog, and there is, lack of rational thinking with people into these habits. You need to be off them. We do not understand unless something major happens, because slowly by slowly these are eating away at the insides of your brains, and no one can understand this, unless something major happens. And if a person starts too early on all of these, then the major diseases like dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, so they can also set in early, say in the 40s also. So if you start early, you tend to get all of these, mental problems too early. MSG, or commonly known as Ajinomoto, mainly used in the Chinese food, and they say all the packaged food, it's a taste enhancer. Basically, we can say it's a neuro exciter. Okay, so it just excites our neurons in the brains and gives us a false sense of, feel good factor. Whenever we think of having any packaged food, whether it be a chips or anything, you won't stop at one, right? Because your brain is triggered into this false sense that this food is tasting really good and I'm feeling good after having it. You would have it entirely. So it just clouds your sense of taste basically. Even if it's added to anything which is really bad, no, it will taste good. So it's just a neuro exciter. Again, anything which really excites your brain in this way, it's not meant for our system. Chemicals generally, it can be from your cosmetics, from storing food in plastic containers. Slowly the chemicals reach in the food, and again, through chemicals, cosmetics or perfumes or shampoos, it might enter your system, again causing disturbance in your mental health. Now, wheat, it's not exactly about wheat, it's about gluten. So gluten is like too heavy to digest, and we just need to understand the heavier the meals we take, the difficult it is, for our brain, to function at that time. We always feel lousy after a heavy meal, because our brain is too tired, our body is too tired managing the heavy meal which has come in, that it cannot look after the functioning of the brain. So that part is then, you become lousy. So try having lighter, healthier meals. Overuse of gadgets. Yes, now whenever we overuse the gadgets, what we do, we interfere with our natural sleep cycle. It triggers us into staying awake, late into the nights. It triggers with our natural sleep cycle. So this is again, communication between the neurotransmitters in the brains. So not really good. Sleep deficiency, the most important and common problem with mostly everyone around these days. So if you are deficient on sleep, of course, you would not wake up fresh the next day. Okay, yes, there are some people who can do with less sleep, but again, you need to understand, you need to have quality sleep also. It should be deep sleep, undisturbed sleep, and yes, sleep is the time when your entire body, your mind rejuvenates. Even the toxins which have reached your brain, they are being flushed out while we have this quality sleep. So sleeping at the proper time and deep quality sleep is of utmost importance. Okay, next slide. Now for the solutions. Okay, so yes, sleep, as explained, we need to have quality sleep. Now again, understand, some people sleep during the day and they work throughout the night. Okay, so sleeping at the proper time is also important. As we are part of nature, we have this biological clock within us. Like as the sun rises, we are meant to be, nice and up and about and working and doing our things. Okay, and as the moonlight is, starting to spread, and as the night sets in, we are meant to, slow down everything. But we are generally doing the opposite. So we are creating this imbalance within us, which ultimately help, triggers problems with our mental health. So having quality sleep is of utmost importance, and we can correct a lot of issues if we sleep at the proper time and have deep quality sleep. Forgiveness is again one thing. We have resentment against many people. those people might even not know what we feel for them or how much anger is there within, us or any of us. So try forgiving them. It's not for them, it's for you, for your mental peace. Positive affirmations. Yes, there's a saying, fake it till you make it. So keep repeating things to yourself, as in, I have forgiven that person. Yeah, I'm a calm person. I won't get angry in any situation. See, whatever we keep repeating to ourselves now, and positive things or negative things, it gets embedded in our subconscious mind. And whenever we are in a situation, our subconscious mind will guide us to act that way, what has been embedded. So keep repeating positive affirmations to yourself. Okay, now fasting. Fasting is a very good way to detox your mind, the toxins which we have ingested in our system, those toxins which are affecting our brains, to throw it out of your body. So try fasting at least once a week, if not, in a regular pattern. All right. So it's really, really helpful for your brain health also. Eating habits. You need to practice correct eating habits, as in, uh, to eat 3 hours before your bedtime. Try going to bed early, and again, don't have a very, very heavy protein rich dinner. Okay, a simple light dinner would help you sleep better also, and help you and your body detoxify all throughout the day what you have been doing. So it's really good. Again, try maintaining meal times as much as possible. Giving the brain the correct sort of food at the proper time is really important. And our brain runs only on carbs. So we need to eat at times when it is required. Then learning new things. Yes, whenever we are doing only one kind of thing, say a software programmer, so he's on the computer for a very long time, so only one part of his brain is being exercised and used. Okay, so it gets exhausted. So now when he tries a different thing, say a sport or cooking for that matter, so different parts of the brain are used. Okay, so entire brain is not really exhausted if we try really different things at the different times. So the person develops as a whole, and that part of the brain which he had been using earlier is sort of relaxed. He doesn't think about his computer programs at that time while he's cooking or he's playing a sport. So it's all about bringing about a balance. Appreciation. Yes, guys, first learn to appreciate yourself and of course everyone around you. Don't build this negativity inside you that I'm not worth it. Yes, everyone is worth it. So learn to love yourself first, to bring out yourself out of situations. Okay. Yes, meditation is one way when we can calm our mind very, very well. So you need not meditate, thinking about just one picture or one thing. You can meditate as in key, you can think of a situation or a holiday where you want to go, or just recreate a scene in your mind, right? So that will transport you from your current situation to somewhere else. And your mind is relaxed basically for that period of time. And when that happens, what will happen? The stress hormone released in your body while you were under stress will come down slowly. So it's really important. Now, oxygen. The brain has to be oxygen rich. Yes. For this, you need to, avoid the fried foods, have the correct kind of food so that your arteries are not blocked. Oxygen is well supplied. Then pranayama is a way wherein, you oxygenate your body very, very well. So this oxygen reaches your brain also. And as we know, every organ in our body runs on oxygen only. So that's really important. Again, exercise is another way of making your body oxygen rich and ultimately your brain also oxygen rich. And exercise, when we exercise, happy hormones are also released in our body. So that really triggers, our brain into being, we get this sense of well-being. Whenever you exercise, you sweat, you will feel a good, a feel-good factor would be there about you. So start your day with an exercise regime and then go about. You would be energized and happy throughout the day. Next, please. Yeah, these are some of the foods which can, help us with, the correct mental health. Chamomile tea. Now, why so? See, chamomile tea is a soother, you can say. It brings about a calming effect in your mind, in your body. So if you are under stress and not able to sleep really well, you can have a cup of chamomile tea just half an hour to your prior to your decided bedtime. Omega 3s. Okay. So omega 3s, you can say they are the building blocks of your brain. Our brain acts like a muscle, but it is made up of, good fats. Okay. So omega 3s, you can say they are the building blocks. They are mostly found in non-veg fatty fish like salmon, tuna. Then for vegetarians, it can be chia seeds, your flax seeds, or your walnuts. Very good sources. Then again, essential fatty acids, as the brain is made up of, good fats. So proper rejuvenation, regeneration of the brain cells, we need good fats in our body. So good fats can be from your ghee, your cold pressed coconut oil, or your cold pressed any seed oil, as in the sesame oil. Okay, so here we have foods that can help. There are many foods that can help uplift our mood. So let's have a look at them. So firstly, chamomile tea. Yes, it's a soother, you can say. It calms you down. So if you are under any sort of stress or facing anxiety or not able to sleep well, you can have a cup of chamomile tea, just half an hour prior bedtime will soothe you down. Now, omega 3s. Omega 3s can be said to be the building blocks of the brain. The brain is entirely made up of good fats, we can say 70% at least. So, yes, omega 3s are the building blocks of the brain, so it's required for regeneration and rejuvenation of the brain. So, we find omega 3s in fatty fish like salmon and tuna. And yes, for the vegetarians, it can be from chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. Now, essential fatty acids. Good fats are required in the diet in order to, proper brain functioning because the brain is again, as said earlier, 70% made up of fats. So good fats can be from your ghee, your cold pressed oils like the coconut oil, the cold pressed sesame oil or groundnut oil or any other seed oil. Then yes, your nuts and seeds, they provide you with again the good fats. Now, good carbs. Again, carbs, everyone is afraid of carbs these days, but understand the brain runs only on carbs and that too good carbs. So, good carbs are as in your whole grain cereals, your millets, and your fruits, your vegetables, all of these comprise the good carbs. And what you need to avoid is the refined carbs like the maida, then your bakery items, the pizzas, the junk, the burgers, and all that wherein you have the refined flours and sugars, of course. Sugar is a refined product and a carb, we need to avoid it. Now, nuts and seeds. Again, nuts and seeds are a very good source of good fats, but more so they have vitamin E in it. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant and it reduces oxidative stress in the brain as well and in the body as well and removes free radicals roaming about, so you are at a much healthier state if you have enough of nuts and seeds in your diet. Green leafy vegetables and cruciferous and other vegetables. Yes, the leafy vegetables are very rich in vitamin K, folate, and iron. So any green leafy vegetables will keep you, well oxygenated. So your brain also it will help, reach the oxygen supply, maximize your oxygen supply to your brain. Again, they are good fiber, so again they act as a cleanser, they remove plaque also from your system, from your arteries, thereby again blood supply to the brain is ample if enough of green leafy veggies are there in your diet. Again, cruciferous and other vegetables, yes, every vegetable is mineral rich. Now it's if ample of minerals are there in your diet, so if your body is rich in minerals, the working of your brain would be smooth because it's all about signaling between the neurotransmitters. Now fruits, again fruits provide you with all the vitamins and minerals, again very important for your brain functioning, and especially the berry families. Why so? Now they have anthocyanins in them. Again, these are antioxidants which rejuvenate your brain and basically cleanse your brain. So we need some amount of berries for the smooth running of our brain daily in our diet. Turmeric. Thankfully, it is amply present in the Indian diet, but now as we move on more towards Western diet, so it's being, depleted in the diet. So turmeric has an active compound called curcumin, which helps in development of new brain cells in the body. Studies are coming up that earlier, it was the brain cells one dead cannot be, regenerated. But now things are coming up that turmeric may the active compound curcumin, it can tap on the gene which is responsible for brain regeneration. So yes, and thankfully we have ample of it in our diet. Now, green tea. Green tea acts as an antidepressant. So whenever you're feeling low or you've had a heavy meal and because of that also we might feel low, we can have a cup of green tea. It is a mood and it's a mood uplifter. So we can try any of these food, matlab, in our diets. Okay. So if not all, try at least having most of them in your diet for good mental health. Yes, that's it from my side. Over to you, Bunny.
Thank you, Shraddha. That was actually very insightful because, in our daily lives, we never think that adopting these food habits can actually have an effect on our mental health. So this session clearly highlights what problems we go through in our daily lives. Like you rightly pointed about the lack of focus and the impulsive reactions that we tend to give while we are not in a good state of mind. And then you talked about the triggers that actually, trigger us to think in a negative way, or the negativity takes over us when those triggers are there. And the solution in terms of the food habits that you provided, I am sure that our students are going to take these food adoptions soon, and it will definitely help in their mental health. That was really insightful, Shweta. All right. So, Shweta, we have a couple of questions from our students. Do you want to take those questions up?
Yes, why not? Let's go ahead.
All right. So, I'll read out the question to you and then you can probably answer the question. So the question is, it is always suggested that people should inculcate more protein in their diet to increase the energy content. And these proteins are mostly available in the form of animal-based products. So with the revolution of plant-based products and the need to switch to vegan lifestyle, what items do you suggest should be part of our diet that give us the maximum amount of protein supplement from these vegan products?
Okay. See, firstly, it is very important to understand that the brain is made up of good fats and the brain runs on only and only carbs. Okay, so a protein rich diet might help you with your body structure and getting you a lean muscular frame, all right, but it's not going to support your mental health. For that, you need to inculcate good carbs in your diet also. So do that. Now, but again, proteins are also required, as in, zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of your ideal body weight per day is required by one average person. So, good vegan sources of proteins, you can, when you have a cereal plus pulse combination in your diet, as in cereals can be anything from your rice, from your, whole grains, from your millets to anything. And when you combine this with a pulse as in any of your dals, your chola, rajma, moat, and abundance of dals we have in our, Indian pulses we have in Indian. So when there's a cereal and pulse combination, it acts like a complete protein which the body absorbs very well. Just take care of that. If you're just going to have a bowl of dal, for vegetarians, it's not going to be absorbed by the body because it's not a complete protein. The moment you add a good cereal to it, the cereal dal combination, as in you can say khichdi is a complete meal because it has a cereal, it has a dal. Couple it up with a dash of good fats, as in ghee or anything else, and you can have it. This is one source. Now your nuts and seeds, they are very rich in proteins also. You can go for that. The chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkins, walnuts, almonds, every nut, every seed is rich in protein. So these are good sources. Yes, you can go for them.
All right, Pratha. Thank you for answering that. Then we have another question. The question is there any way to use food and nutrition to improve one's mood? Would you like to answer that?
Yes, of course. As we saw earlier, there are several foods, So try incorporating those, they are all of them, they act as, they boost up the, the synchronization between your neurotransmitters, which are there in our brains now. It's all about chemical signaling in our brains. So when we have foods, which support the neurotransmitters, so we automatically uplift our mood. So yes, soothers can be chamomile tea, the green tea. Try having them, after your meals or before your bedtime. So they are soothers. Again, very upliftment. You can have a piece of dark chocolate. Yes, very low or no sugar, and probably with the no chemicals. Also, just the vanilla extract can be there, and a dark chocolate. That's a real mood uplifter. So you can go for things like this. Berries and nuts also. They keep you satiated for a very long time. So yes, if berries and nuts are there, a handful of them as a snack, if you keep having them. So a combination of berries and nuts again uplifts your mood because sugar supply is also, maintained.
All right. I hope that answers the question of the student. Now, let's take one last question and then we'll call it a day. So when we talk about nutrition, it always comes to the fact that we are maintaining a diet to lose our weight and to stay fit. So how do we inculcate nutrition into our day-to-day lifestyle to overcome the mental stress?
Okay. So यहाँ पे one thing जो firstly is required is to change the outlook or the way we perceive a diet. Whenever we hear someone is following a diet, the first thing that comes to our mind, it is to lose weight. See, being fat, fit, and thin, these are, three different terms. If someone is slightly on the plump side, but he is or she is off all medications, it stays high on energy without any outside energy booster, like the tea, the coffee, or anything, or the Red Bulls, if you might say. So anything or like that now, or any energy drink for that matter, if someone is able to maintain themselves, on that kind of thing, and they go about doing their work with full energy without getting fatigued, so they are good. But if someone is thin, but after every meal, they have to, they get motions, so their nutrients are being depleted without even being absorbed firstly in the first place, so they are not really fit. So we need to change this concept of fat, fit, and thin firstly. Secondly, I would like everyone to prioritize, your life. See, set your priorities. Okay. I know it's a rush time for all of you. You are students, you are studying, you need work, you need to prepare your breakfast, move out, take care of your family. Everything is there. But understand, if you do not prioritize your health and take care of yourself, someday later on, when your body will start having issues, both mental and physical, who is going to look after you? If you are only not caring for your body, how long will it care for you? So prioritize your food. Take out half an hour for yourself. Okay. And see, it's food and diet does not mean that you have to be, overly and totally engaged in it. See, overnight oats, you can, soak them overnight. Okay. Add a dash of or a handful of nuts and berries to it, some freshly cut fruits, or if you are not able to do that, add some dry fruits to it. Hardly takes 5 minutes, and that can be a complete nourishing breakfast, to keep you running till the lunchtime. Even if you do not have time for a mid-morning snack, this will keep you good and running. So opt for easier options, but healthier options. You can go for that. Yes.
Well said. Opt for easier and healthier options. So with this, we would really like to thank you for carving out time and taking this session on mental health and nutrition. And I am very sure that our students have a lot to deliberate upon when it comes to their food choices, adopting healthy and easier food choices and a lifestyle. And it is definitely going to improve one's mental health with all the insights that you had shared with us. Thank you so much, Shweta. Any last words from you?
Thank you so much, Bunny. That was a pleasure addressing the students out here and answering your questions. And yes, even if one person, tries making, effort and making lifestyle changes, I would be really happy for that. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you, Shweta.